I'm an off-putting douchebag for pretty much the last 20 years straight. Maybe there's a reason for that, and maybe I should actually listen to some of those people and consider changing my behavior.
Finn, you're not a douchebag, man. It just seems pretty evident to me that you don't have any solid justifications to be buying animal products and funding their abuse. But it seems like you're kind of open-minded to this now. So are you considering ditching the animal products?
You want me to do
Veganism.
F you? I won't do what you tell me.
Finn, put the knife down. Put the knife down! Sorry about that, got a little out of hand right there. So Finn Mckenty of the Punk Rock MBA, which is a popular YouTube channel where he talks about like alternative rock culture. If you're into that sort of thing, I'm sure you would dig it. Well, anyway, on his second channel, he made like a snack tier list showing his like favorite snacks. And I couldn't help but to notice that the majority of these snacks contain animal products. And me being the vegan asshole that I am, I had to leave a comment. So here's what I said verbatim. I said, "Hey Finn, you should consider becoming vegan again. It's much easier to become vegan today than back when you were in the 90s. There are plant-based alternatives to the majority of snacks you have on this tier list. No animals have to be exploited to have tasty food." And I believe what I said was very sensible. Not only that, I believe I was also being rather courteous with how I worded this comment. But was I though? Because this is what Finn had to say. "Thanks. Okay, this is starting off pretty good. Literally everybody knows this." Oh no. You don't have to be that pushy vegan. It won't help your cause. It will only annoy and alienate people. Okay, I feel like my blood pressure's going up a bit. Not because I'm angry. It's because there's a lot of salt coming off of this comment. But you know what? Maybe it's well deserved. Maybe I am being too pushy with my activism. So I made a post on Reddit, and I wanted to see what people's take was on this, and see if I was in the wrong with, how I'm going about, spreading, veganism. So here's what a few people had to say. "Pushy is when you leave a polite comment with no swears at all online, telling somebody simply to consider being vegan. States literal true facts in a non-aggressive tone. Still pushy. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. Can't win." Okay, here's a good one. "I've heard that the civil rights movement didn't mention anything to anyone, and then spontaneously on a Tuesday things changed because everyone knows, obviously." Yeah. It seems like Reddit appears to agree with me. But the thing is, I did make these posts in vegan subreddits, so take that for what you will. So yeah, everybody over the age of 5 years old knows that meat comes from animals, milk from dairy cows, eggs from chickens, so on and so forth. But the thing is, most people never think about this in their day-to-day life. They buy food, they eat it, and they keep on repeating that process. But when someone confronts them about these issues and says, "Hey, when we buy animal products, animals are exploited and killed for them, is it justifiable?" People will either agree with you, a lot of people will give you arguments, which are always terrible, and then there's people like you, who give ad hominem attacks against people like me. They'll say, "You're extreme, you're pushy." But how about you just give me an argument? It's clear you don't have any. Maybe if you had your ego in check and you weren't wearing a 2XL Depends diaper, maybe you can talk to me like an adult, but you obviously have no arguments. As alluded to earlier in this video, Finn was vegan in the past. So I feel like he should be held more accountable than someone who's never thought about veganism or has never been confronted about it. So Finn learned about veganism as well as becoming straight edge from the band Earth Crisis by going to shows in the 90s. If you're unaware of Earth Crisis, they're a popular hardcore band that promotes veganism and straight edge in their lyrics. And they've definitely inspired a lot of other people and bands to become vegan and straight edge, which is cool. If you're unaware with straight edge, it's simply a practice where you abstain from drugs and alcohol. As well as stop being vegan, Finn eventually broke edge as well. The thing is, that's completely fine if you want to break edge. Like, drinking or smoking is a personal choice, especially if it's done responsibly. So I don't think there has to be a moral obligation to be straight edge. But the thing is, when you break veganism or become an ex-vegan, you're throwing a whole entire rights movement in the garbage. You're now saying that it's okay for us to pay industries that exploit and kill animals. Because what, you wanted to eat chicken one day? You're like, "F it, I don't care anymore." How incredibly selfish. I think it's pretty safe to say, Finn, that you were never vegan, and you were only being vegan because it was a cool trend to follow. It helped you fit in with kids at going to Earth Crisis shows, and when you stopped hanging out with these kids and stopped going to these shows, you didn't care anymore, and you wanted to eat whatever you wanted to. But the funny thing is, though, Finn put a clip in his new snack video, which kind of shocked me.
I want to like beef jerky, but I don't. For one, because I don't like eating beef because I like cows and I try not to eat them.
You can't make this up. Like, Finn, maybe if you don't feel comfortable buying beef jerky, don't buy beef jerky. No one's putting a gun to your head and saying you have to eat that. But the thing is, though, when you pay for beef jerky, you're paying someone to put a bolt gun to a 2-year-old cow and killing it for a product you don't have to be eating. And the thing, too, is, Finn, it's like, you don't have to give up jerky if you like it. I went to Walmart the other night and I found this plant-based jerky there. And there's usually at least 2 brands or so of plant-based jerkies next to the regular jerky. So it's like, instead of buying a product made from exploited and killed animals, how about you move your hand over 2 more feet and buy the plant-based alternative instead? He also mentions his love for snacks like Doritos and Cheez-Its, and these products contain dairy. And I would just say to him is, if you don't feel comfortable buying beef jerky, you shouldn't feel comfortable buying dairy either, because arguably the dairy industry is even worse. What happens in the dairy industry is female cows are sexually abused by farmers to give birth to calves because the mother cow has to be pregnant to produce milk. But the farmer wants the milk, so we have to take the calves away from the mother. This is very stressful for a maternal creature like cows are. And mother cows will often scream because they want to see their babies. Female dairy calves will have the same horrible fate as their mothers, where male dairy calves, which are useless to the industry, will typically be sent off to be eaten as veal, or rather killed as babies for their meat. These dairy cows will endure about 5 years of this torture, where their udders have been enlarged so much through the process of selective breeding, as well as being fed high-protein diets. But as they get older, their milk production begins to lower, and the farmers can't have that because they want to make as much profit as possible. So as a thank you, they sent their cows off to be slaughtered and turned into cheap hamburger meat. These animals are very beautiful and intelligent. They can solve complex puzzles, show a wide array of emotion, and also want to play with each other. And we take that away from them for what? For snacks like Cheez-Its, Doritos, beef jerky? It's heartbreaking. Finn, I do believe you care about animals, and I also believe you don't want to see them get harmed or killed either. And you can hate my guts, and that's fine. But that's all surface level bullshit. Because people don't go vegan for other people. We go vegan for the animals. That's what's really important. And sincerely, man, I hope you come back and join us. I hope you start aligning your actions with how you really feel. Emancipation from the hands of the deranged. Vengeance for the dead. Freedom for the enslaved. From love comes this hatred. Feel the rage, antagonist of the helpless. Tormented inside a cage. I refuse to turn my back. I refuse to shut my eyes.